Tonight on My.Na cast, we will be reviewing the brand new BMW X3. We'll be getting into the exterior, interior, dynamic functions, as well as the performance of this gorgeous car. My name is My.Na, and all you have to do is sit back, buckle up, relax, and enjoy the ride. Joining us right now is Daniel. He is a sales consultant right here at BMW. So, Daniel, let's just start our conversation by saying that for me, I can't afford to buy this car, but at least I can afford to have this conversation with you.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, the all new X3s are very popular cars, and yeah, the new design of them, people just seem to love them.
I love it as well. So, talk to me about your first impression when you saw this car. What was the first word or impression that came to you?
Well, to me, it was different. And I always see difference as a good thing because without change, how would we ever evolve? How would the
Yeah.
next best thing come into play?
So how does this SUV then compare to other SUVs that you have seen around?
Well, compared to other SUVs, I mean, SUVs are your most commonly used cars in terms of family for long road trips and, 4x4ing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It's your most useful car. But compared to this one, compared to the other SUVs, I mean, because it is a premium brand, BMW, and in its price class, we far better price compared to Mercedes and Audi and all of that. And compared to their cars as well, we offer the same thing, if not better.
I love that. Take me or walk me through the car. What are some of the visible or standout features around this car that you can point out, maybe in terms of lighting, headlights, and tail lights?
No, 100%. So the biggest talking point about the new X3s is obviously now your iconic glow. So
Yeah.
the kidney grille illuminates, and in the nighttime, it's just the car has such a presence behind it, and people can't help but look.
Yeah.
Exact. And then you've got your new updated LED lights. So they used to be a bit more square. Now the new designer has rounded them off. You get a beautiful M Sport package front bumper as well as M Sport rims. You've got archless wheels. And then your sills on the bottom kind of blend into the car as well.
Yeah.
And then you see, I don't know if you noticed, but you've got like these seamless handles as well for the doors. And then you've got a tow bar, so even the X3 can tow a trailer if need be as well. And then the massive panoramic sunroof, which people love because enjoying the sun is always a good thing. And then I mean, it's just the car all around is just astonishing.
It's a
I
stunning
mean,
car.
his driving capabilities, the way it looks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in a league of its own.
While we are still talking about, the feature of the car, talk to us about how the wheels and the stance of this car contribute to its road performance in general.
Okay, so when it comes to performance, BMW never dropped the ball there. So performance is never an issue for BMW. So of course you're running on Pirelli tires, one of your best brands in the world. So sticking to the road is definitely not an issue. And they are run flat tires. So the run flat is now extra thick tires, more reinforced. So if you hit a pothole, your rim is more protected as well.
Yeah.
And if you do get a puncture in it, you can actually drive with the car on a flat tire
Oh,
for a maximum
wow.
100 kilometers distance, which is very nice. And then the cabin noise is next to nothing. I mean, all you really hear is just a bit of the tires. So your journey or while driving in the new X3 is very quiet, I must say.
Oh wow, that's very interesting to learn. Let's talk about the color. I see this is a very nice red. How does then the painting contribute to the whole aesthetic of this car? I understand that it comes in many other different colors. So maybe you can walk us through the colors that I can also get it in.
Yes. Okay, so fire red metallic, I don't know. So with most people who are interested in BMWs and they're purchasing their first BMW, most of the time they've always always envisioned either a blue one or a red one.
Yeah.
So with this red is not now just your basic red. This is like a deep tone candy red. So depending on the angle where the sun's hitting it or the light's hitting it, you're going to see different tones in the color as well.
Yeah.
And it brings out all the lines and the edges, so the design looks purer in this color as well.
And then when we go to the interior of the car, what was the first reaction when you first sat in this car? What were you feeling? Were you feeling comfort? Were you feeling excited? You were just like, oh, I feel like I have money. It's giving luxury.
No, 100%. I mean, luxury is definitely there, but you know, there is only one word when you do climb in the new X3 for the first time, and it's just wow. You know, because they perfected everything when it comes to the new X3s.
Okay. When you're inside the car, is there a difference between driving around the city and driving on the highway? Or does it feel the same?
So it caters all your needs, like I said before, but
Yeah.
driving it is an absolute pleasure. I mean, it's a head turner. So people do look, they stop and see what kind of car is this, you know, and it makes you feel like you are someone. It makes you feel like you've got the luxury you want, the comfort you want. And then, of course, your driving experience with BMW is never a problem.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. It's very aspirational. You're there. You just feel
It
like
feels right, yes.
it really feels right. Okay, how responsive is the steering wheel of this car?
So the power steering is amazing because now with BMW they always, I can't tell you from which year now, but they've put almost electronic rotors on almost everything in the car. So the gearbox has an electric motor, the steering mechanism has an electric motor. You can literally steer this car with one finger, it's not an issue.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, so it's such a smooth, it feels like you're riding a cloud basically.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Business 7 show, Namibia's primary economic analysis program. My name is Sohane Klache, and we bring you in-depth news covering the main aspects of Namibia's economy, plus interviews of key economic individuals that make the key policy decisions that shape our nation's future. Join us on Business 7 every week as we unpack what is important to our nation and what drives its economy.
In a world where politicians promise the moon and deliver potholes, where democracy sometimes arrives in camouflage and ballots often look like formalities, one show dares to laugh with Africa, at Africa, and sometimes for Africa. This is Second Take, your weekly dose of political satire with an African soul and a global edge. From coups disguised as press briefings to ministers moonwalking past accountability, we serve the real news with sharper writing. Each week we bring you the TikTok of the week because sometimes the revolution is vertical, and the heartwarming moment of the week to remind us that not everything is burning. We also sit down with the bold, the brilliant, and the brave, voices that question power, stir thought, and spark laughter. Because when the headlines are wild, the leaders are louder, and the truth is lost in translation, we all need a second take.
Welcome back, everybody. We are seated in the BMW X3 SUV, and oh my gosh, everything in here, it's soft. It's really giving luxury. That's my first impression of, the interior. But now I want to find out from Daniel. Daniel, what is your first impression when we talk of the interior of this car?
It feels right. It feels BMW, it feels luxurious, and it feels comfortable. I mean, the first thing that caught my eye obviously was all the ambient interior lighting, which you've got 15 different colors you could choose from as well, which
Wow.
is pretty nice. And then of course your 15-inch curved screen, which BMW have now updated in all of their models. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it is touchscreen as well, or you could always use the standard round dial. I mean, I don't think BMW would ever get rid of that because that's now a standard. It's iconic. It
Yeah.
comes back from way back. So I mean, yeah, it's a lovely car.
How would you rate the build-up quality of this car, like in terms of material? I see okay, this is not leather, but we have parts that are leather and so forth.
Yes. Okay. So obviously now with the new laws and global warming and all of that, BMW is also just trying to do their part to look after the world. You know, I mean, the more helping hands you get, the bigger difference the outcome is. And you know, so you've got leather on the dashboard. I mean, you've got your material on the roof. You've got the plastic finishing and the brushed aluminium finishing as well. So you're getting the best of three worlds here. You've got the plastic, you've got the leather, and you've got the metals in here as well.
Oh, what a beautiful car. Let's talk about the steering wheel. How does the steering wheel perform? Maybe if you can just, feel it for us. Is it, I don't know, explain this, how the performance of the steering wheel is.
Okay, so the steering wheel is obviously now in your M performance shape,
Yeah.
which has a more square look on the bottom here as well. If you don't opt to go for the M performance package, which isn't a problem at all, you get basically a floating halo steering wheel here in the middle and a rounder one. And the leather is Alcantara leather, so it's super silky, smooth leather. It feels soft and it's easy to grip, and your hands don't move anywhere and it doesn't hurt your hands as well. And you've got your paddle shifters, so if you're a person who enjoys performance, I mean, you've got your paddle shifters so you can play around in the car as well. And it is fuel efficient as well, so best of both worlds there. And you can't really complain. You can control everything on your digital, your speedometer with a push of buttons on the steering wheel. It's got cruise control, it's got a speed limiter. You can change the outlook of the speedometer as well. So that's the nice thing, because you don't just want the same thing over and over and over again. And that's what BMW now implemented, the different infotainment systems. So you can choose what outlook you want or what you want to see on an odd day.
That's such a cool feature. Daniel, you spoke about playing, but you know what? No one will ever be able to play if I owned this car. No playing in my car. Also, no eating in my no eating in my car. But let's talk about the cabin. Is it spacious enough for both front and rear passengers?
Well, I'll let you answer that. So how do you feel in here?
I
Do you
feel it's
like there's
spacious enough.
space, eh?
Yes.
And how does the seat feel?
It feels so comfortable. Everything
There we
is
go.
ah.
And I don't know if you noticed the little holes in the seats. So
Yes.
they're actually ventilated. So the nice thing with having ventilated seats over time, with leather interior that don't have these little holes, they wear out and they get a funny smell over time. So that is not the case with the new BMWs, because they are ventilated as well. And especially on a long journey, in Namibia, there's a hot sun and you get hot on a long journey. So that's why they've built in a little ventilating system in the seats itself. So it blows out a little bit of cool air so you don't get hot in your seat while driving.
I understand why this car won, car of the year, SUV of the year 2025. Could you tell us how that came about, and did it come as a shock to the BMW family?
Oh, well, it wasn't a shock. I mean, it's just BMW perfecting their capabilities. And obviously, it's the voice of the people.
Yeah.
So whatever the people are saying, I mean, clearly we've got the SUV of the year. And that's what people are saying, not just BMW employees or drivers.
Yeah.
We are bringing to you In the Mix Africa, broadening our perspective, focusing on African players playing in Europe, playing in Africa, the inner workings of their craft, every single little thing. And also, very importantly, tasting African food with Patty. Are you ready for that?
Of course, we're going to broaden up our taste palettes and we're going to take it to the whole of Africa. We're not just going to stick here in Namibia. Of course, it's important to also appreciate Namibian culture and food, but we're going to broaden it up, like you say, and we're going to try everything.
That's right. So join us as we take you beyond borders for the love of sport with In the Mix Africa.
We got our snacks, we have our water, and all you have to do is join us on this ride. We are about to test the BMW X3 and to really assess how it performs on the road. Daniel, should we play some music? What do
It's
you
entirely up
listen
to
to?
you guys. So let's play some radio. How about that?
Yeah, but
Cool.
it may be
Yeah, low tone, eh?
low tone, yeah.
Nah, 100%.
Awesome. Before we take off, Daniel, I want to find out from you, safety is always the biggest priority.
Yes. No, 100%.
What safety features does this car have?
Okay, so say now a child or a adult were to run in front of the car.
Yeah.
So the car has a built-in distance control. So if someone runs in front of the car while I'm driving, the car immediately stops itself, even before I can react and press on the brake pedal. And then also say now if you're on the long road, you're driving, you're a bit tired. So sometimes people fall asleep while they drive. And that's why the car's got the distance control as well. So it stops itself before you drive into another vehicle as well. And with the deluxe package and the comfort package, I mean, you get the lane keep assistance. So if you're swerving out the lane or if you're falling off the road, the car pulls you back into the lane. So it uses the cameras on the side to keep you in between of everything.
So the car does have cameras on the side of where? On the side
On the side mirrors.
On the side mirrors.
Yes, and then it also
Okay.
uses its sensors, so it's a combined system of the cameras and the sensors as well.
Awesome. Oh,
And then you've got your curtain airbags. You've got airbags basically everywhere in this car, and the BMW frames are so strong. So even if you were to roll the car, I mean, it's highly unlikely that something would going to happen to you as the driver. I mean, we've had other cases where people rolled their cars, unfortunately, but they didn't even come out with a scratch or a bruise.
yeah. Oh, it's also a protective car and a
Yes.
smart car. Everything is in this one car, which is actually worth the money that you're going to spend if you're going to get
100%.
everything.
I mean, you know, spending over a million Namibian dollars, you want to have the surety that your car is capable of many things.
Yeah, I love that when we drive the car, it doesn't make a noise. It's like soft.
Exactly.
Yes. So, what engine options are available?
So within the X3s, obviously with this one now, this is now the most popular one. So you've got the 4-cylinder 2-liter diesel engine, like this one that we're busy driving at the moment. And then you get the plug-in hybrid, the X330E. And then if you want something more sporty with a sound, you get a 6-cylinder M50 X3. Now that's more of the sports model. It comes with the 4 exhaust pipes, the loud engine, the nice pops and bangs out of the exhaust, and just the responsiveness of it it's through the roof.
Okay. Does this car, how does it perform when you drive in the city versus when you're driving on the highway?
Okay, so in the city, obviously your fuel efficiency isn't as great on the long road. However, with that being said, with day-to-day driving within the city, lots of stopping and starting and all of that, you get a fuel consumption rate of between 8 and 11 liters per 100 kilometers, which is amazing, especially for a car of its size. It's super fuel efficient. I mean, on a 65-liter tank, you get about an 800-kilometer driving range. So it's definitely not a problem. You could go from Windhoek to Swakop twice on one tank.
Oh, I love that. So you are behind the wheel. Does it feel sporty? What can you tell us about your experience as the driver, and how responsive is the steering wheel?
Well, currently, so to me at this moment, it feels comfortable, it feels relaxed, it feels smooth. I mean, it's doing everything you need to do. And that's why with every single BMW, you get your driving modes. So if I do want it to go fast, I'll just put it in sport mode. And then it changes the whole outlook of the infotainment system. It stiffens your suspension as well. So to mean if you're going in a corner fast, the car won't roll itself over. And then it's currently now in comfort mode, so the suspension is a lot softer. So I don't know if you're feeling the little bumps on the roads. Yeah, they're quite smooth. You don't really feel them. And if you go over a speed bump, it feels like such a small speed bump, or even though it's quite big. And then you've got your fuel efficient mode as well, which is called efficient. And yeah, that's quite nice, because when you slow down, the car actually uses the power pumped into the brake pads and then it takes that power supply and puts it back into the car's battery. So to get a flat battery with the new X3s is highly unlikely.
Awesome. I love that you mentioned that the car handles, speed humps and rough roads,
Yes.
very well. Because we live in Windhoek, there are, potholes here
Yes,
and there.
quite a few of them.
It's good to know that, this car would be able to handle that. Is the ride quiet and refined at high speed? Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Well, 100%. I mean, this car can easily handle 220, 240 kilometers an hour at that high speed. I mean, it feels comfortable. But yet again, when you put it in sport mode, the car is built to be driven like that. So when you don't use it, I mean, it's a choice of your own if you want to just drive it relaxed or if you want to drive it fast. And that's a nice thing about the new X3s. It caters everyone's need, not only one particular person.
Yeah. So who's this everyone? Is the car catered for families?
It could be for an
commuters?
elderly. It could be for an elderly couple. It could be for a single mom, or even a single dad. Or if they're married, it doesn't matter. Or someone young that just came out of school and that wants the space and the size, everything that this car offers. I mean, it's perfect. It caters everyone's needs in terms of looks, performance, and the experience.
And the aesthetic.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a car to snap on your Instagram, this is definitely the car
Yes,
that you
and
need.
definitely this color as well.
Definitely this color as well. So finally, Daniel, how
Yes.
does the pricing of this car compare to your competitors like Audi, maybe Mercedes and so forth?
Well, to give you an idea, I mean, with Mercedes, obviously it's a good car. Audi is also a good car. So at the end of the day, it's in terms of preference. But why waste so much money on a Mercedes or an Audi when you can find something better at BMW? Because they're pricing their cars around 1.5 million, and this one starts at 1.
Okay.
So you could save a good few
Fine.
hundred thousands.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, Daniel. Thank you so much for this, experience with you. Thank you for sharing this information. I'm now going to collect my coins. I'm going to collect and gather all my money, and then perhaps I will give you a call to say, you know what, Daniel, give me this car.
And I would be happy to assist, because with the X3s, it's every penny well worth spent, because it's not just a car that you're now buying because of the brand. It's a car that you love. It's a car that you grow an attachment to.
Yeah.
I mean, you build an emotional relationship with a car like this.
With a car like this. Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us on My.Na Cars. I had such a great experience. This is my first time in the brand new BMW X3. And if you would like to, be in such a car like me, maybe you want the same privilege, just, go to the bank, get your card out and swipe. I'm joking. And on that note, it's all my love, all my light. Until next week.